of the IAME Euro Series for 2026. Back to X30 Senior then. It was a breathtaking start to the day for the X30 Seniors. If you're just joining us, there's changes. Air temperature still good, 22 degrees. Track is fully dry. Let's take you through the order then for the starting grid here for X30 Senior. Second round of heats, groups B and C out on track. Matteo Rivals in the 282 for Dream Racing starts this race from pole position and is joined on the first row of the grid by Elias Lehmann. Row 2, Aaron Garcia and Luna Clare will look for at least another top 10 for each of them here in this one. Danny Caradini and Jurgrana go from row 3. Hugues Piquion and Sam van der Heyden go from row 4. It's Simeon Catola and Alex Martinez on row 5. Martinez had a decent run last time to a P5. Michael Muller, much stronger than we saw from Michael in Zuera, starts this one from row 6 and is joined by Andy Rattel. Elvis Krasauskis and Emilia Kari go from row 7. Neil Russell needs a big result here as a retirement from the first round of heats. Starts on row 8 alongside Theo Lestrange. Toby Gale and Dylan Patel, they complete the first half of the grid.
On row number 10, Sebastian Mins and Emilio Bernd, Emmanuel Yudakis and Albert Lombard. On row number 11, row number 12, Oliver Meek as well as Stig de Radermacher. Row number 13, Gabriel Stilt and Adriel Canal. Then we Eddie Dax and Luis Fernando Nunes. Row 15, Adam Elbassioni and Antonio Sadar. Then row 16, Shadvir Sherry and Alexander Zafriadis. Stuart De Vries and Gabriel Teixeira, row number 17. And row number 18, Noel Sundberg and Aaron Wida. Couple of big names in the second part of that starting grid, the likes of Aaron Wida, Gabriel Stilt as well, Sebastian Mins, who ran into trouble into his opening qualifying heat, looking certainly for a much better result this time around. But we'll keep an eye on the recovery race as well from Elvis Krasovskas from 13 on the grid, under the focus of Martin Bean, the series race director. We've had a couple of extra formation laps so far this morning. Let's see, first time of asking the senior for the second rotation. B versus D and B versus C, shall I say, and A versus D coming up just after this one, before the lunch break. Matteo Rivals against Elias Lehmann. Let's take it away.
Let's take it away indeed. Lights are on the gantry. Will they go out this time around? Second half of the grid have got themselves into the right spaces. We do go green at the first time of asking. Good start for Rivals. Down towards turn 1 and turn 2 we go. Garcia already up to second place. A couple of drivers running out wide. Oh, there's trouble on the exit of turn number 3. Big trouble on the exit of turn number 3. My goodness, 6 or more drivers involved there. The 214 of Adrian Canal was in a very, very scary position. Dylan Patel is involved, also out Jurgrana, Sam van der Heyden. They've not come through sector number 1. That is not what we like to see. Antonius Haddad was also delayed there. Straight away under investigation is the 324 as there's a move down the inside. Oh, that's a bold one down the inside to gain position there. It's Simeon Catola in the 322 moving up the field. Rivals leads, Catola second, Garcia, Caranini, Lehmann, Russell, Muller, Mins, Krasowskis and Gabe Stilt all in the top 10. In trouble. We mentioned Haddad, Rana, van der Heyden, and Patel and Canal. Noel Sundberg, I think, has had some issues as well. Once again, quite a breathtaking start here in X30 Senior.
And what a start from Simino Catola, one of the new faces for the second round of this year's championship. 7 places gain up to second is the one chasing with that blue livery. Matteo Rivals in the lead. A little bit of dust kicked onto the track now, on the way down to the Hotel Hairpin. Watch out, Aaron Garcia, last year's winner of the championship, around the inside. There he goes for second place, opening that door. Oh, and Catola is pushed around slightly. By the look of it, was it a touch? Did he decide to go wide to avoid any incident? 2 drivers from PB Card and Fusion, unfortunately, dropping down. This is Adrian Canal, as well as Dylan Patel and Sam van der Heyden, the standard bureau from RSD, out of that race as well. Those were involved in that big coming together into turn number 2 and 3. And the 330 from Victory Lane now is joining them. This is Fernando Nunes, unfortunately, dropping down the order, as I say, joining them, but he seems to be able to get going with the tires in a very bad state. Let's see if you will be able to see the checkered flag or no. But now, in the meantime, 0.2 of a second, Danny Caronini put himself in second place in the meantime, ahead of Aaron Garcia. As on the inside, Ketola is making himself up to P5. Good move into turn number 13 for one of the new faces of the championship. As in the meantime, entering lap number 4, Caronini going the long way around. Is going to try to go for the move, not just yet. With a better momentum outside of that turn number 3, switching those lines into the hairpin. Caronini in the lead in front of Rivals.
Mega stuff from Danny Caronini, using all of his knowledge of this circuit. Got Rivals off the main racing line, has taken the lead of this one. We mentioned earlier the 324 being under investigation. Just to confirm, that's Albert Lombard, who is being watched at least for something earlier in the race by the race officials. We'll update you on that as and when we receive more information. Back at the front though, Caronini, Rivals, Garcia, Lehman and Neil Russell joining this group as well. So Neil Russell might actually have a little bit of a tyre advantage in this race. Remember, they all carry their race tyres from qualifying through into this one. Oh, down the inside goes Rivals. Bold move, Garcia versus Caronini. How many times have we seen this over the last 15 months or so? Caronini down to third, and it may get worse as through goes Lehman. Here comes Neil Russell as well. We said that the Swiss-based driver needed a big result in this one, having been classified 35th in the first round of heats. This is a great response from Neil Russell, up 10 positions, and maybe joined by the other Fusion driver that we saw having problems in that very first race of the day. Sebastian Mins is there, P6. Toby Gale wasn't too happy in qualifying yesterday. The Thai driver is up 10 spots in this one to P7. This is going to be quite the race for the second half of this one. Rivals over the line. Garcia there in second as Caronini's trying to go down the inside, trying to take third place away from Lehman, and he's got the move done.
Yeah, brilliant move, brilliant driving skills once again for Caronini, but Lehman is going to try to fight back. The Italian is trying to protect his position. The door is open way too much, and Russell, Neil Russell from Fusion Motorsport, is making his move as well, trying to shake up the order a little bit. Oh, there's bumpers almost playing around, contact here and there. In the heat of the battle, Danny Caronini finds himself stuck a little bit with Toby Gale, Sebastian Mins, Liudakis, all coming into play into that big battle of drivers, all pretty much in the same picture. We're going to have to take a look at the gaps and the order because it keeps on changing at every turn. But Danny Caronini at some point found himself in the right position, in the prime position, now all the way down to 4th place. And the gap has extended as we get into lap number 7. 1.5 seconds between Rivas and Garcia, those two in your picture. Lehman and Caronini following through in 3rd and 4th. And we have Toby Gale. Oh, look at how close that was. A slight touch on the rear bumper from Danny Caronini by the look of it, as the Italian is going to try to go once again for the move. He's losing momentum, and that could go the way of Toby Gale. 12 places gained for Toby, who is snipping the rear bumper of the Italian in front of him. He wants to get involved, taking with him Russell, Ketola. After that strong start of the race for the GP Racing driver, now dropped a little bit, but still going strong in 7th. From Liudakis, Krasovskas, Sebastian Mins, good recoveries as well for Sebastian Mins. As round the inside goes one of the Fusion, the 237 Mins, as I mentioned his name, on Krasovskas for P9.
Yeah, good move there from Sebastian Mins, who's started to turn things around. Here is the battle for 3rd place. Lehman, Caronini. Caronini again trying to get the Swiss driver off the main racing line. That's a great switch back from the former champion, the winner last time out in Swear, and he's got the move done. Through into 3rd place goes Danny Caronini. Toby Gale looking for an opportunity here. Gavi Teixeira, she's just done the fastest lap of the race so far, 49.522, and Gavi's having a good race here. He's up into the top 20, a gain of 14, just working with Aaron Breda at the moment. Aaron up to 19th, a gain of 17. Down the long straight, that 180-metre straight once again. Oh, Toby Gale getting in a little bit too involved there. Neil Russell's maybe going to take advantage of this and gains a position. Lehman down to P6. I think that was a case simply of Gale getting caught in two minds as to whether to hold back or attack. And, well, we'll see more on that one as the race unfolds. We're on lap number 9. It's getting close again down there into turn 5 as off the road goes one of the spirits. That's Lehman out of contention.
Wow, but that wasn't expected. But Elias Lehman tried to go for the move in the braking point at the very last second. He tried to go around the inside. There was just no space and as a result, contact, and he goes off the road. Unfortunately, we might need to see that again in the highlights because that was one heck of a try of a move there, but unfortunately, according to plan, and two drivers coming together. Big contact between Teixeira and Michael Muller as well. They were battling in the middle of the pack. And we don't get to see just yet where the yellow flag is put, but this is just in front of us, actually, on the other side of the track, leading to turn number 9. Yellow flags will be waved, and we can see that all two drivers are on their feet. That's what we like to see. As in the meantime, the race will come shortly to an end. But yeah, sad early end of a race for those two, Michael Muller and Gabriel Teixeira, coming together.
Yeah, I hope Michael's okay. He's looking in a bit of discomfort there. He's had a few years out of karting, has done some racing in cars, and very much coming back for the thrill and the fun of the sport. But yeah, he's been running well so far this weekend, but that is not what you want to see for the Virtus Motorsport driver. Last lap board is out then, and we've had a change for the lead. Aaron Garcia to the front of the order then, has got past Matteo Rivals. Most likely that was done through turn 13 at the end of the 180-metre straight. Aaron Garcia back in a commanding position. He was kind of marked out of the event at Zuera. It didn't go his way, but that's what happens when you carry that number 1 at the end of your race number, especially in a series like this. But Aaron Garcia isn't going to just roll over. He's going to take this defence of this title to the max, and he's going to potentially win this race out of turn 14. He's checking over the shoulder just to make sure there's no chance for Rivals to get a run towards the line. Over the line they go, and it is Garcia's by 37 thousandths of a second ahead of Matteo Rivals. Danny Caronini home in third, back on track. Good points for the Italian. And then a flurry of drivers. As we say, the start of the day was all about, if you'd had a bad qualifying yesterday, to race back through and gain those points as early as you could. That is exactly what the likes of Toby Gale has done, although we did see a warning flag for the 251, so should consider that, because that's going to be 5 seconds. Emu Leodakis up 16 places. I tell you what, the work that the driver from Greece has done there, that is fantastic. That's a real turnaround. I like to see that. A driver who's maybe had a bit of a weakness earlier on in the season has turned it around. We are not talking about Leodakis falling back through the order today. Up 16 places for the 221 for Zanchi Motorsport. Sebastian Mins, that's more like it for Mins, up 13 places to 6th. Alex Martinez solid again, P7. Simeon Catola, very fast start, just faded a little bit in the second half of that one, P8. Elvis Krasauskas 9th, and Emilia Carey completes the top 10. What a drive from Aaron Rader as well after the DQ in qualifying yesterday. 25 places gained in that one to P11. Another good drive later on in the afternoon, and that'll be Aaron properly back in the game tomorrow. Emilio Byrne and Neil Russell, 12th and 13th. Gabe Still, 14th. Andy Rattel, 15th. These are all solid results. Lyndon Clare